Hello dear student, today's topic is cavitation and cavitation in turbine. In this session we will discuss about the cavitation, at which place cavitation occurs in turbine, how cavitation will avoid in turbine, in impulse Pelton wheel turbine cavitation occurs or not. These topic will discuss during this session. Here first is the definition of cavitation. We can see here cavitation is defined as the phenomena of formation of vapor bubbles of a flowing liquid in a region where the pressure of the liquid falls below its vapor pressure and the sudden collapsing of these vapor bubbles in a region of higher pressure. When the vapor bubble collapses, a very high pressure is created. The metallic surfaces above which the vapor bubbles collapse is subjected to these high pressures, which cause pitting action on the surface. Thus, cavities are formed on the metallic surface, and also considerable noise and vibrations are produced when pitting action takes place over the blade surface. Now next one is here the effect of cavitation. The following are the effects of cavitation on the surface of the blades. First one is here, the metallic surface are damaged and cavities are formed on the surfaces. Second, due to sudden collapse of vapor bubbles, considerable noise and vibrations are produced. Third one, the efficiency of a turbine decreases due to cavitation. Due to pitting action, the surface of the turbine blades becomes rough and the force exerted by water on the turbine blade decreases. Hence, the work done by water or output horsepower becomes less and thus efficiency decreases of the turbine. Now we have come to the cavitation in turbine. Here in turbine only reaction turbines are subjected to cavitation. The Pelton wheel turbine is known as the impulse turbine. This is not the reaction turbine. So we know that the cavitation occurs only in reaction turbine. Here it means in Pelton wheel turbine or in impulse turbine there is not happen the cavitation action, because in this there is not a pressure generated into the casing. This turbine works on the basic principle of impact of jet. So cavitation is not occurs into the Pelton wheel turbine. Here are the basic some results about the cavitation in turbines. First, in turbines only reaction turbines are subjected to cavitation. Second point is here, in reaction turbines the cavitation may occur at the outlet of the runner or at the inlet of the draft tube, where the pressure is considerably reduced, that is, which may be below the vapor pressure of the liquid flowing through the turbine. It means the cavitation will occur either at the outlet of the runner or at the inlet of the draft tube, where pressure may be reduced below to the vapor pressure of the liquid. Next one is here, due to cavitation the metal of the runner vanes and drop tube is gradually eaten away, which results lowering the efficiency of the turbine. Here next one is, hence the cavitation in reaction turbine can be noted by a sudden drop in efficiency. Now we have come to the how cavitation will avoid in turbine. the cavitation effect in reaction turbine is avoided or minimized by, here the first point is installing the turbine below the tail race level. Second point is here using stainless steel runner of the turbine. Third point is here providing highly polished blades to the runner. Fourth point is here running the turbine at designed speed. Then we can avoid the cavitation in the reaction turbine. This is the Thomas cavitation factor. In order to determine whether cavitation will occur in any portion of a reaction turbine, the critical value of Thomas cavitation factor sigma is calculated from this equation here. Mathematically, sigma is equal to HB minus HS divided by H net. HB, this is the barometric head, and HS, this is the suction head, divided by H net head is equal to, here barometric pressure head is like H atmospheric, this is atmospheric head minus head of vapor pressure HV minus HS, this is suction head, divided by H net. From this equation we can find the value of critical Thomas cavitation factor, and according to this value we can see the cavitation will occur or not into the turbine blades. Now we have come to selection of turbine. Here the numerous parameter on which basis we select the turbine. Selection of turbine depends on the following considerations. Here first one is operating head. If the operating head are below to the 50 meter, then we have select here Kaplan turbine which works for a low head, and when the head available is from 50 meter to 400 meter, then we have select there Francis turbine. And next one, when the head is greater than the 4 meter, then we select the Pelton wheel turbine. It means on the basis of available head, first we select the turbine, which type of turbine we use here on the basis of availability of head. Second one is here the specific speed. It is desirable that a turbine with high specific speed is selected. A high speed would mean a smaller size of turbine, P directly proportional to a specific speed, and would be more economical. So we always select the with high specific speed of turbine, because at that time the size of turbine will reduce, will be smaller. So here the specific speed of turbine, that is for Pelton wheel turbine, is varies from 8 to 60. For Francis turbine, specific speed is varies from 60 to 450. For Kaplan turbine, here specific speed is vary from 450 to 1000. On which basis we can say here we always select the Kaplan turbine, but here the first criteria is on the basis of operating head availability we select the turbines. Then here for also we need to, for highest specific speed turbine, here the range of the specific speed of the turbine is given. On this basis we select the for more economical turbine. Now we have come to here cavitation. Cavitation should not be occurs in turbine. It means when we are selecting the reaction turbine, we know that the cavitation basically occurs into the reaction turbine. It means when we are selecting the reaction turbine, then this is a major factor. This should be analyzed here. Cavitation should not occur into the turbine. Here next one is the performance characteristics. Performance characteristics should be high as possible, that is for efficiency or power. It means when we are going to select any turbine, our need is about the performance, that should be high. Efficiency and power both should be high, which is produced by the turbine. Here next one is the number of units. It is better to go in for a larger unit as far as possible, but there must be at least 2 units should be installed at a particular site here, so that 1 unit is always available for power production. If we are installing a single unit, then it may be damaged, then we are unable to produce a power. So there, on the basis of number of unit, we select the larger unit as far as possible, but we also need at any particular site there should be at least 2 units. Now class is over. Thank you for listening.